Hi, welcome to Scott's Inverts. I'm Scott. These are the inverts today. Scorpio Murius palmatus, or how it's known in 2024, Scorpio Murius. It dropped the palmatus in 2015. This video could not have happened without the help and support from Tim Baxter, because a lot of the information that's out there is just old and incorrect. And so I contacted Tim and we managed to get a lot more of the new information, including the updated name. Even though it had that name change back in 2015, a lot of people, a lot of sellers still go by the Scorpio Murius palmatus, and it is actually Scorpio palmatus. Anyway, let's check out this beautiful scorpion and the setup. Scorpio palmatus comes from North Africa and across the whole of the Middle East, and it's found in deserts, dry forests, and it is actually a burrowing species, so we need to be thinking about that burrowing aspect when we make the enclosure. First described by Linnaeus in 1758, and in 2015 the Murius actually disappeared to become Scorpio palmatus. Now they live for around 3 to 4 years. They're a fast growing species and they mature after 2 years, reaching an adult size of 4 to 5 centimetres. Now this species can be very defensive, so be extremely careful when rehousing or doing any work at all with this scorpion. The venom is extremely painful, but it's not medically significant. Now a lot of the websites out there will tell you that these can be kept communally. This is really old information, it's not up to date, and it's certainly not true. Please don't try communal with this species. Now the common names for this species is Israeli gold, a large clawed scorpion, but we try and keep to the scientific names as this kind of describes quite a few other scorpions that are out there, so stick to Scorpio palmatus, which is absolutely amazing. Now our species, our specimen, is up on screen now. Those tints of brown on the end of those claws makes this scorpion look absolutely beautiful. She has actually got a little bit of brown line going up the tail towards the telson. And also, just before we get into the setup, we want to keep this species the high 20s, so 27, 28 is absolutely ideal. So this is a typical shoebox plastic setup. We got this actual one from the Spider Shop in the UK. It's around 12 inches long, but roughly about 8 inches across, and again about 8 inches deep. This substrate here is just over 4 inches in depth. Now the substrate itself, because this species likes it slightly damp, all we've done here is gone in with some excavator clay and some topsoil, and we've mixed them together, probably around 1 part topsoil to 4 parts excavator clay. Now the reason I've done that is because they like to burrow, and what you do is just put a tiny bit of water in at a time until you get this type of a consistency. Now what we can do is literally press it all down like so, and it makes it very loomy, so our scorpion can go in, make a burrow, and be absolutely happy. I like to tap it all down so it's nice and firm, and we're all good to go. Now let me just show you. Look, if I just push my finger in, you can make a burrow now, but when it was all like this, you do it there and it just falls. So you really do need to remember to compress it down. You can use 4 parts normal sand to 1 part soil. I just like the excavator clay. Had a bag of it donated to the channel by Marina, so we had it there ready to be used. So I'm going to try it out. Now what this species also needs is coverage, so get some coal bark, put it in there. I'm just going to rough up the surface just a little bit. So some nice flat pieces of cork bark going in, just so the scorpion's got somewhere to go. I mean, it might make a burrow under one of these, it might not. I'm going to make a little log pile type situation going on over there, and then just to the side another piece for it to be crawling on. Now something else that's absolutely crucial with this species, a water dish. Now we're going to put the water dish just down here. Now you want to be feeding this species once every couple of weeks, and every 2 weeks what we want to do is to keep that humidity is just come up like so, fill up your water dish, and then just overfill it just like that, and that's more than enough. I mean, you can just put the same quantity of water on both sides of the water dish there, so you get moisture all the way around it, because this species does like that moisture and is absolutely dependent on it. Now here's our scorpion. Again, we can be a little bit more rough with the scorpions because of that exoskeleton that they've got than what we are with spiders. Now remember, these can be very defensive, so be exceptionally careful. I'll show you what I mean. So if we just go anywhere near it, look, it starts to flare up, and now it's in a position where it can strike. A lot of other scorpions, if you go in like this, they will back away, but with this particular species, the Murius, they literally go straight into defensive mode. So just be very, very mindful of that and very, very careful. And again, their scorpion sting is very powerful for such a small species. Not medically significant, I've covered it in sand, but still very, very painful if it gets you. Now, Tim Baxter is the only one that we know of to actually have bred these in the UK, and I'm going to put a little bit of his footage up just after we've rehoused this one. Again, I'm just only slightly touching the sides of that scorpion, and in it goes, look. It is right down there. See? Not very happy with me at all. Look, even though it knows it's safe, it's still in that strike position. Absolutely stunning scorpion. And it is such a shame that they only live 3 to 4 years. But just look, beautiful. And with all that area to play with, scorpion there should be absolutely happy the whole entirety of its life. Beautiful, beautiful species. Now this footage is supplied by Tim Baxter over at Just Scorpions, a male and a female pairing away there, and it's thought that 2 years ago this was the first successful pairing breeding of this species, and there's a gravid mum as well as looking absolutely beautiful. The scorpions there on the right and mum with them on the back on the left. Absolutely fantastic work. There's not many people that really pay this much attention and care to get their scorpions to breed like Tim. Boom! Scorpio and Murius. Really, really simple to set one of these guys up. When you're looking at substrates, you don't have to use, like I did, excavator clay. You can use any of the sands out there. Just remember to try and get that loomy consistency in that soil so that the burrow stays together when that scorpion actually decides to go down and do its burrowing. And remember, it's not like a spider. It cannot web up the sides for structural support. It will literally just burrow into the substrate, and the substrate itself requires that structural support, so that's why we need to also make it loomy. I am absolutely loving the scorpions, and if you are too, like this video, let me know down in those comments if you want another scorpion care video. And again, a huge thanks over to Tim Baxter, Just Scorpions on Facebook and Instagram. Please go check him out, give him a follow, and if you're in the UK, drop him a message to see what scorpions he has actually got as well as. Now this Tuesday we're having a live stream from 8 PM onwards with Micro Exotics. Adam, we've bought quite a lot of isopods and other things from Adam over the years. We've also got millipedes from him. He also does plants and all sorts. He's really interesting guy. I mean, last time we had him on, He was absolutely amazing. So it's been quite a while. So he's rejoining us this Tuesday. Now he is doing a discount for the live. He's doing a discount of 20% off his whole entire website. Now there will be a code that's put up during that live, and that code will be active just while the live is going. So many thanks to Adam over at Micro Exotics for sorting that out for us, as well as, anyway, thank you so much for watching. And if you've managed to get all the way to the end of this video and you're not subscribed, hit that subscription button, give this one a thumbs up, and as always, we shall see you again on the next one.